For nearly half a century, the John R. Wooden Award has stood the ultimate standard of excellence in college basketball. In 1977, Marcus Johnson became the first to hoist this trophy. Now, 50 years later, the brightest stars of the men's and women's games stand on that same threshold. Tonight, our finalists look to join an elite lineage of legends. We're talking about names that shaped the game, like Bird, Moore, Robinson, Stewart, Augustus, and Brunson. The icons of today, like Caitlin Clark and Juju Watkins. And the future in Cooper Flag. Tonight, we find out who adds their name to the greatest list in college basketball. Live from the Los Angeles Outlet.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the 2026 John R. Wooden Award Show, live at Los Angeles Athletic Club in Los Angeles, California. This is the big moment here. I know it's from last month on April the 10th. We watched this between what happened this year and last year, but we forgot to watch it the year before.
Festivities as we celebrate the pinnacle of the college basketball journey for some of the game's brightest stars. We recognize the legends of coaching honorees here.
Some fun of him is host of ESPN College Basketball
The
Analyst.
men's and the women's side, and of course we'll be giving out the most prestigious honor in all of college basketball, the John R. Wooden Award for both the men's and the women's. Coach Wooden believed that success comes from knowing you did your best to become the best that you are capable of becoming. That spirit is alive in this room tonight. We honor exactly that, from national champions to national scoring leaders, to players that literally broke records and etched their name alongside of greats like Pistol Pete Maravich. This year's finalists have reached truly a level that is defined by excellence. Coach Wooden didn't just coach basketball. It's been a while since we talked about Coach Wooden, unless you watch Corey Close and the Bruins hoist up a national championship. They did a great deal of that during that tournament run. He crafted a philosophy that happened to lead to 10 national championships. While his pyramid success became the blueprint for winning on the court, his true impact was his role as a teacher of character, discipline, humility. He was a man of profound integrity who viewed his players as students of life, and as an athlete, second. To the game, he's the undisputed Wizard of Westwood. But to the world, he remains the ultimate example of how greatness is achieved through steady, tireless pursuit of one's best self. To get things started here this evening, before we get the night truly rolling, I would like to welcome our presenting sponsor, the President and CEO of Principal, Deanna Strable.
Thank you, Sean, and good evening, everyone. It is truly an honor to be here today representing Principal as the presenting sponsor of the 2025 John R. Wooden Awards. For 5 decades, these awards have carried forward Coach Wooden's values, recognizing excellence, supporting collegiate athletes, and creating opportunities for athletes of all abilities. That legacy matters, serving as a cornerstone of this event. Just this morning, many of us here were part of a very special basketball game, bringing together Special Olympic athletes with these Wooden Award All-American players. This is a highlight for me because it reminds us of something powerful. Sports is a universal language. I grew up playing basketball, and I'm still a huge college basketball fan. Recently, I've reflected on the numerous lessons that this sport taught me that remain relevant to my CEO role today. So while I am not able to offer any of you basketball tips, as you saw today in the gym, I can offer this guarantee. What you learn in this game will influence you for the rest of your life. It shows up on how you commit, how you collaborate with others, how you respond to setbacks, and how you lead. To our Wooden Award finalist and our Legends of Coaching recipient, Matt Painter, thank you for a season filled with countless moments of excitements, lessons in resilience, and a masterclass in leadership and teamwork. I've loved watching each of you compete and shine, and never forget that your success reflects the support of those around you, your family, and your coaches. On behalf of everyone at Principal, it's a privilege to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Wooden Awards and to cheer on all of our 2026 Wooden Award honorees today and well into the future. Congratulations to you all.
We're on ESPNU for this.
All right, let's turn our attention to the greatness that we saw on the hardwood. I was fortunate enough to cover many games this year of many of the very talented players that are on this list. This is the men's Wooden Award All-America team. Darius A. Cuff Jr., Cameron Boozer, A.J. DiBonza, Yaxel Lendeborg, Braden Smith, Jeremy Fears Jr., Kingston Flemings, Joshua Jefferson, J.T. Toppin, and Keaton Wagler. Let's give a round of applause for all of the All-America team. Now it's time to meet our finalists in attendance here this evening. Up first is the only player in the country to average over 20 points per game and 6 assists per contest. He set an Arkansas single-season scoring and assist record with a staggering 845 points, 232 assists. Whether he was dropping 49 on the road or leading the Hogs to their first SEC tournament championship in 26 years, he proved he's the most dynamic playmaker in the nation. The 2026 Bob Cousy Award winner and a unanimous first-team All-American from the University of Arkansas, Darius A. Cuff Jr. He's represented here tonight by someone that kind of has a history in coaching some good guards, John Calipari. Our next finalist hasn't just lived up to the hype that was pre-written about his arrival. Instead, he rewrote the record books. He's the only player in 30 years to sweep 700 points, 300 rebounds, and 100-plus assists in a single season, while shooting over 50% from the field. He's the consensus first-team All-American, ACC Player of the Year, and the first freshman since Larry Bird to average 20, 10, and 4 over the course of an entire season. He's also the second freshman in NCAA tournament history to average 20 and 10 over his first 4 NCAA tournament games. Ladies and gentlemen, from Duke, Cameron Boozer. Our next freshman came in with the world of expectations on him. He chose to go to a school in Utah. Well, he didn't just see the mountain, he climbed and leaped his way over the top of that mountain, leading the nation in scoring, the first true freshman to accomplish that since Trae Young did it back in 2017 and 2018. He averaged over 25 points a game, shattering nearly every rookie record that BYU had. He is a consensus first-team All-American, the only player in the country to average more than 25 points per game and 5-plus assists. From BYU, A.J. DiBonza. I'm going to ask the next finalist to stay seated for a second. He defines a path that is inconsistent for so many, and he proves that you can choose any path and believe in yourself and you can find greatness. He started in the junior college ranks. He then went to the American Athletic Conference before he ended up this year being the Big Ten Player of the Year. Very few players in the country can do what this young man has did on a nightly basis. He's the first Wolverine in over a decade to be named Big Ten Player of the Year, leading Michigan to the regular season title, and of course a national championship this past week in Indianapolis. He was the heartbeat of the Maize and Blue, a team that had 5 transfers in their starting lineup. He was the gel that held it all together. How much did it mean to him? He could have easily shut it down with his injuries that he sustained in the national semifinal, but instead he did all that he could to make sure that he was out on the floor to help Stay seated because as we know this year in college basketball, we were talking about it all season long. This has been the year of the freshmen. So why not start with the freshmen? It's only the second time in the 50 years that this award has been given out that we have 3 freshman finalists sitting up here on the stage at the same time. A truly great accomplishment for all 3 of you. Let's start actually there. I'm going to start with that question. AJ, we'll start with you and we'll end all the way down the other end with Darius. But this year there was a lot of expectation on this freshman class. You guys all competed with each other on the youth circuit, against each other on the youth circuit. What was it like handling this expectation and then watching your other fellow freshmen flourish the way that they did?
Yeah, it's been fun. Like I played with Cam Booz, I won 2 gold medals with him. I played with Darius, played against him since about 9th grade, so it's just fun just seeing their progression.
Yeah, like AJ said, it's been a lot of fun. We've been playing against a lot of these guys since 8th grade, 9th grade. You can see their growth, and I think from early on, a lot of people knew this class was going to be special. We definitely lived up to the hype, so it's been a great year for sure.
Yeah, it's been a great feeling. Just seeing all the young guys just progressing over the game. Seeing all of us playing each other in high school just to translate to the college game was great.
Cam, we'll start this next question with you. Obviously, a season ago, Cooper Flagg took home this honor as a freshman from Duke. Here you are sitting here on this stage with an opportunity maybe later tonight to hear your name called. What is it about Duke and Jon Scheyer's system that allows a player with great versatility to thrive the way that you were able to this past season?
Yeah, I think first of all, having 2 players be finalists back-to-back, that's a huge deal. And I think it just goes to show Scheyer's ability to put great players in great positions to succeed. From when Scheyer started recruiting me until the last game of the season, his belief in me never wavered one time. That gave me the most confidence I could ever have throughout a season. So I think a lot of success goes to show Scheyer's belief in young guys who are talented, let them play their mistakes, and I think it goes to show that it pays off.
AJ, you chose your own path, and your head coach had a lot of NBA pedigree to him. How did that help you grow as a player throughout the course of the year and allow your natural innate skill set to shine the way that it did for BYU?
Yeah, so obviously my end goal is the NBA. So I chose a school that had the most NBA knowledge. We have NBA strength coach, we have an NBA dietitian, obviously an NBA head coach. So I made it kind of easy for me. We ran a lot of NBA sets, and I think I strive in those type of environments.
And Darius, your head coach has had quite a lineage of a lot of talented guards that have excelled and started to break records. And you can go back at any of his stops. Coach Cal has allowed his guards a great deal of freedom to do what they do at their very best. You thrived as well as any guard that has ever played for him, and that's quite a compliment when you look at the list of names. What is it about his system that allowed you to reach your personal best this year?
Like I always say, it starts, he's a great person more than a great coach. He cares about you off the court more than on the court. He's going to teach you about life before basketball. So it was kind of easy playing for him in basketball. He was just teaching us a lot throughout the year, and I definitely learned a lot from him.
All right, perfect. We're going to have you guys stay here. I'm going to go down and talk to the elder statesmen of the group. And don't let these freshmen yaxle. Now, people will talk about how long you've been in the college game. That's fine. But tell me, what did it mean to hoist up a national championship this past week in Indianapolis?
It meant the world. It just showed pretty much how much we sacrificed as a team to get to that point. The Michigan Wolverines had our back all year. They supported us, and they were with us every step of the journey.
We mentioned your journey earlier. It was an untraditional path. What did you learn along the journey, whether it's at junior college, to your time at UAB, to finally your time at Michigan?
I learned a lot, honestly. Definitely just how to think more like a pro. I still have a lot to learn now, but I've definitely changed my habits, my daily habits every day, how I think and react on the court, and just how I go about life. I've learned so much.
All right, it's a great show. We're just getting started here. The 50th John R. Wooden Award being presented. One of these players is going to hear their name called later on tonight and take home that trophy. But up next, we've introduced you to the men's finalists. Let's get you set for the women's finalists. We'll get that right after the break as we start tonight here.
So up next, we'll have the women's John R. Wooden Award All-American Team finalists up next, right after this.
Is presented by Principal.
My principal.
Proud sponsor of the 2026 John R. Wooden Player of the Year.
We'll be right back on the other side.
Bring